Oh. Hello. Okay. Hello. Okay. 3. Okay. So I just get my stuff setting up today. So for whoever comes here, hi. This is my very first live streaming. สวัสดีนะคะสำหรับใครที่เข้ามา and for this is gonna be in English and let's say okay just in case anyone comes I would like to have some sages to clear the energy for whoever we are gonna be holding spaces together here. To whoever that are meant to be here and listening to this live streaming, welcome. Okay. Hi. Okay. How are you guys doing? Alright, so you know, this is a very tough decision for me, deciding to doing live streaming, and especially not in my mother language, and all my fan base at the moment I guess is Thai. So I wanna properly introduce myself. So my name is Jan and I'm from Thailand. I would like this session to be more like a sharing, and maybe next time when there are more people come, we can share things together that we want to talk about. I have a feeling when today actually I was driving home, and there are something that I feel like I want to share to all of you guys that comes here and meant to be here to listen to this live streaming. This is a very tough time. We are just, let's say, in the midst of an Aries full moon, and I know for a lot of you, hello, the energy might be quite intense. For me as well, it's quite intense, and especially if you are having like a Capricorn in some degrees. I read that from the website. I don't have like a very in-depth knowledge, I mean, about like astrology, like how to read, but I just know some basic astrology. So that were a very like crunching time, if we say. These 2 weeks, the past 2 weeks, actually for me it's like the past month in September, and the energy is still lingering at the moment. It kind of feels like we are crunching into diamonds. For me at least. It was like we are like coal, and we don't really know our worth, and we think we look similar to anyone, but actually we have our shines. And those September were like crunching period. I'm not sure how you guys are experienced of the areas in life, but for me it's like a very crunching period. Like life threw all this stuff at me, and I was in resistance to it. What I would like to share, and maybe you can ask yourself the same question. When we face with like any kind of pressure, there's an underlying fear beneath the pressure that you are holding. What kind of pressure you are holding when you want to not facing the fear? Right. So no one's coming yet. I think I have some kind of like and I have a calling that I want to do this even though no one's watching. But I'm sure I'll find my group, my tribe somewhere along the way. Thanks for coming. Hello. Okay, so what I would want to alright. What I would want to share to all of you would be to just be with it. Just be with the feeling that you are not comfortable with. In the title I mentioned, you're lucky. We are often saying to ourselves sometimes like how unlucky we are. Why aren't we like getting what every other people is getting? Why aren't we receiving what we want? And those questions are like, sometimes the people that we ask them, I mean we ask themselves, we ask ourselves about them. You know that actually they might be asking the same question like, why don't you, why don't they get the same thing as you? So the point is we are rarely like, hello, สวัสดีค่ะ Okay, so we like rarely view ourselves as lucky. We only think that good things that came to us would be lucky, but what we perceive as good things, that's another point. All right, so what I want to tell to you all is a matter of your perspective. So Like, what if I tell you all that you all are lucky and you all are getting what you all are wishing for? What would you say about that? Can you believe it? Can you believe that you are lucky? Like, really lucky? Can you believe it? It's quite a contradictory thing to say, and where our world is facing, right? With the pandemic, and especially in my country, we are having like a flood situation right now. There's a lot of concern, fears, and also we consider unlucky in our mind. And there's some vibes of that energy that's spreading around the world, mentioning that we are unlucky, unlike other people. We say that we never, not quite never, but we rarely, most of us are rarely satisfied with what we have and what we are facing in the present moment. So I would like to invite you, let's say, to think about, what do you think is your luckiness? When I was driving home, I said to myself, I have been in a situation where I have to keep doing, I have to work, I have to do more, I have to work harder, I have to get that, I have to be the best. That's what I've learned to do. And I kind of climbed that ladder of success to the way I am now. For past 3 to 4 years, I have been facing a big crash on my ego, and it says, you might not be able to do it. And suddenly I kind of believed that I might not have the capability to success. I even told myself so, that I even told myself that I might not be able to success, even though I keep doing so hard and doing the best that I can every day, in my perspective, of course. So, hello. So, in doing hard, like working more all the time, I'm thinking that the next thing would be another ladder for me to climb on, another steps that I can climb on to recognitions. Hello. Hi. So life doesn't treat us the way that we want to, aren't we? We think that the more that we do, the more that we get success, but sometimes reality isn't just what we are expecting. The more that we do doesn't reflect the more that we get, right? So for these past years, I've been struggling like corporate success, and the fact that it's like I've been hitting a wall, I've been hitting myself. But I think I need to keep doing it, so I keep doing it. And even when I change companies, I always face the same struggle, which is I cannot do it. It's the perception that I can't. Hello. So you might be the very first person that stay longer than 5 seconds, and thank you for that. Maybe you can drop your name. My name is Jan, to start off, and today we are talking about the full moon in Aries, and I have some things to share about how we perceive our luck. So maybe if you have some thought, you can drop in the comments, and then we can discuss on that. All right. So yes, so continue from that. It's been a big challenge, and to this present, I'm still feeling the struggle of doing more, getting less, and it's very tough for the past few years, and especially when the energy around the sky kind of forcing us to see ourselves in a clearer perspective. In September, it was the time, hello, in September there were a time that I thought that things were crushing in me. So either work and personal thing were crushing, and I still keep doing it. I thought if I do it more, I'm gonna get it more. But this time, the more that I do, the less that I get. So, what can I say? When I actually have a moment after I actually broke down once, when things were like throwing into me, I actually have an emotional breakdown. I actually cried out very hard when I was suppressing it for the past months. I have been praising down my feeling, telling myself that it's okay and you're gonna get past it. You're gonna get another achievement and it's gonna be fine. But this time around, those concept of calming myself down, that I'm gonna pass this suffering, is not worth my not crying anymore, because I cried so hard. I even actually cried out at home very hard. And you know, my crying sounded like a child, like a little child crying. And at that time I know that my inner child is crying and is calling for attention. So I give them a look, a deep look this time. And what I see is we might have been in a stage, and especially during this energy, we were challenged to look at ourselves in what identity that we put into the public, and also what kind of relationship that we have toward ourselves. My relationship that I have toward myself is more like, a part of it is like pressure and guilty, sometimes like shame, and I'm also have some grief and madness for myself. Hello. Hi. So just to let you know, today we are covering, all right. Didn't last for me to say the topic. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. So like, it always been tough, and when I actually had that breakdown, I know at the moment that things were not the way that it used to be. I mean, I'm not okay with me being me, and that me in my sense is my ego and my old self. I'm not comfortable anymore to be in that old self, in that pattern of trying so hard. That's why I break down. But I didn't actually know what to let go until I actually found myself exhausted, and people kind of see it in you. You have that aura. Your aura was kind of like gloomy, and people can perceive your energy that is not bright and fresh and light. So I kind of like had an epiphany one day when I drive home. I always have epiphany when I drive home with no radio on. I guess that's the one time that I can actually connect to myself and talk about everything that I need to talk about to myself. So I had an epiphany that I didn't really get myself. I mean, I didn't really believe that I deserve to rest, and I have to do more in order to be enough for my parents. We all have some parentals, some like childhood traumas, even big or small, aware and unaware. We have something that is within us waiting to be triggered, to be aware, to be seen, to be healing, and to be dissolved. So during this time period, those kind of parents that actually shape us from the young age, those parents that we live and get comfortable with being and seeing and living through those lenses, they are becoming clearer. And somehow, if you kind of outgrow your old self, you outgrow your body of the very old you're kind of like evolving. And when that periods come, when that periods come, it's actually kind of I'm not sure which word I should use, but I'm feeling like there's storm in my body, but they don't know where to go, because there were confusion, there were aggression, there were fear, there were shame, sadness. It's all in my body, and they just don't know where to go, because we didn't take much time, as much as we need to look into ourselves and see where all those negative feelings, emotion that we held in our body, and especially towards ourselves. We never kind of look into that. So during this period, you may also feel like you have an uneasy feeling in your belly, and you might have a strange habits and like kind of weird bedtime, where you kind of go to bed sometime early and sometime too late, and you kind of sleep in a little bit more because you're kind of exhausted. But I would like you to know, and it's kind of comforting, that don't be afraid. It's okay to have all those feelings. It means that it's about to be seen, it's about to come out, it's about to be understood by you, the current version of you that's been through things, and you have seen things, and now you're going to see yourself more and kind of explain how things are in your world. So when I mentioned you're lucky on this topic, what did I mean by you're lucky? When I mentioned a bit earlier about the storm in your body, negative feelings, they are like magnets, they attract things. So after positive one, so we are holding a lot of things, patterns in your life. You may have a lot of things that you feel lucky, a lot of things that you feel like unlucky coming into your life all at the same time, or one at a time, depends. But sometimes you feel unlucky. But what actually is the luck? Luck is getting what we want, right? What if I tell you that what you are getting right now in your life around you is what you wish for, and you're already lucky to get it? It's kind of weird saying that, isn't it? That all that we are facing at the right moment, all that we are facing at this every moment are what you wish for, what we wish for, what I wish for. So that's very deep. So what we wish for, there are two parts of ourselves. Actually, the two main parts: our adult self that we are aware of, the grown version of ourselves, and the inner self, like inner child, the child version of us where we grow, then we kind of in the stage around like 0 to 6 years where we begin to collect traumas and patterns and pains. It's either come from your caregivers, hello, or it can come from your friends, your neighbors, or your grandfather, grandmother. Either they are doing intentionally or unintentionally. Things can cause, because we are here to learn something. We are all born here to live and to learn and to experience something, and that gives us the full whole life. So what do you wish for? There are two parts of you, right? The adult and the child. They both have a wish. Sometimes I say negativity attract negativities, and as so positivities attract positivities. We have both of a mixture of patterns, good patterns, and kind of like conflicted or negative patterns. Patterns in our modern world we can perceive as belief. It's like our core belief. For example, if we do really great at school, my mom will love me. If I did bad at school, my mom won't love me and she might abandon me for that. She might not give me a hug if I don't get an A in science class. These are beliefs. And that could be like millions ways of how we believe things happening around us. So what I want to say is things that you are lucky and you already manifest into your life can come from the pattern of belief that are positive, and for those that are negative as well. I want to give more examples for you. So I think that I'm unlucky to keep facing like all those similar challenges that reoccurring in my life all the time. Hi. But the fact is, I actually bring that into my own reality. I kind of make it happen, because the negative pattern in my body want to ensure that that belief is true. If I don't work hard, my mom won't approve of me. This is kind of like the logic or the belief that I'm keeping in my body. And so as I attract those experiences, it makes me feel like I want to do more. The more I do, the more I do, the more I do, the more feeling that I can suppress on the part that I feel like I'm not enough to being loved by doing just absolutely nothing, right? I thought the thought of doing nothing kind of scares me. When there are hard times, like tough times, like challenges, I want to fix things, I want to control things, I want to make things back to the way it was. I want to balance things out, I want to neutralize the situation, because I have the need to control. And that control, that cage that I put around myself, it breaks off. Bits by bits during this full moon, and especially yesterday, there was another epiphany regarding why I need to work so hard. And once I realized that I deserve a raise, things actually change around me. Like, people were demanding less of me because I am less reactive to those as well. So, right, again, I would like to answer to the question mark you might have. You are lucky and you are getting whatever you wish for. So which part that you guys are wishing for? From the adult self or the unconscious shout south of you. I'm gonna pull out a card for anyone that came here, so it would be a general energy. What you all here might learn and experience during this full moon in Aries. It's actually gonna pass soon, but I think the energy is very huge, and with Pluto's is gonna be doing some transits around here, the energy would be very intense. Okay, so I'm gonna pick just one card for you all. Okay, very relevant to what we are talking about. So the card says the eyes of beauty is about a positive expectation. So when we expect from the best, but the best will come, but what's best for you might not be what best life has to offer you. You have to get this concept first. What's best in your highest, not best in your ego. There are a very big gap of that. So this is a great affirmation that we can all make at this time of the year, especially around this month, or maybe when you kind of feeling that you need to get grounded to yourself. You are what you attract. You are what you attract. And things that are happening around you, you attract it into your reality by yourself. But when you think of that, you know you have all the power that actually knows that you can change also your reality. Changing here might not be controlling what's coming in or out of your reality. The changing here is the fact that you can understand yourself and bringing new things that's more aligned with your energy and who you are at the moment. I want to say that we are all in a very important time of the year. Aries is a sign. This is the first sign of the zodiac, and it actually rules the self. That's why it's very hard, because the hardest relationship that we all face, and we kind of don't want to face it, is the relationship that we have with ourselves. The relationship that we have with others, what we don't like in a relationship that we have with others, are the part that we don't like about ourselves. People are just in this world here just to teach us to look back at ourselves. They are our mirrors. Even when the one that gives you shit, they are all mirror. You know, I used to appreciate people who give me happiness, joy, and I kind of like, at the first stage of learning healing, I kind of ignored the one that made me feel bad or disappointed. But when we came closer, I realized that they all have a role in our life. The role that we are here to learn, and we are meant to learn those lessons from people around us, even when we think it's unpleasant. But you know, we always find a cure to our wounds in our pain. And that is the biggest thing life could ever give us, is learning from our pain. It's nothing to be afraid about. It's nothing to be scared about. It's things that we face. Sometimes in this situation, we might run away from ourselves. Sorry, there's a background noise. we may be scared of ourselves, that we run away from ourselves, that because we don't want to see. We don't want to see who we are. We cannot accept who we are. And sometimes we cannot even be with who we are. Why? Is that because someone don't accept who you are? Does that make you don't accept who you are as well? Is that true? Or you are ashamed of being yourself? Shame is a big thing. Shame is huge. And we, in this world, at this era, we have been holding a generational shame. It has been coming for many ages in your lineage. Shame is within your bones. Even before you can spell shame, you have shame. Some are yours, some are not yours. Some you believe is yours, and some you also take it to your own shame. I want to remind all of you today that you don't need to take the shame of others to be yours, and the shame that you carried, you can lay it down whenever you're ready. You are not attached to any shame. Shame are the feeling of fear to accept who you are. When the moment that you can accept who you are, there's no shame at all. There's just love. I will pull out a card more for you all. It's a deck about the... I really love this one. I just got it like 2 or 3 months ago. It's called the Starseed Oracle. It might not see the light. It's a very good deck and very pretty. Let's see what the cosmics are wanting to tell you. This won't last much longer, as I want to kind of finish things up. Oops. One card fell out. It says seeing potential. The light's pretty. I'm gonna show you the card. I'm gonna read for you. So it says, the Sage of Mintaga, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. You know, this, how amazing. It just really resonates to what we are talking about. So it's about bringing unconsciousness to light. We are talking about luckiness, right? But we want to know which part of us that we can actually have the power to shift the momentum in our reality. Our unconsciousness keep attracting things that suited them, suited their ego. You know, I talk about the part that I have to do more, right? I want to give the example that your body is always and always and always and always remember how it feels to be scared, to feared. And that body of yours, if you learn to notice them, you will know at this very present moment which pattern, experience that you are bringing back into your reality. You know, I have this is a very nerd thing to say, but I always have to be the best. I have to always have to be the first. I have to always come first in everything. You know, it kind of like my goal. But after I get the first, I don't know where to go. Dated back on my like 6th grade, I get like, I think like 2nd or 3rd, and my mom kind of asked me how far I am to be the first. And that's a like slight moment, like not even long, that I feel like I got recognized for working this hard to be the 2nd or the 3rd. And it was so short period of time, and I felt pressure to be more. I felt pressure to do more. And in my younger self, she felt terrified of disappointing her mom. So at that point, she tried to work even harder every day. Study. 2 or 3 years after that, I got first. And I thought, yes, I got the first one, that might be it. I told my mom, hey, I got first. She said, how far you are from the second, and how can you keep competitive with the second? I was like, oh my god, even the first is not enough. You know, at that point of time, I was lost in the current of my fear of not being approved, of being abandoned. I don't know what kind of trauma I have and I bring along during my childhood about abandonment. I had some of that experience. I have not yet discovered what it links about being the best. But yes, traumatized me a lot. I still remember every little sentence. I remember her facial expression. I remember how my body responded to that sentence. When we are young, we might not remember back the exact sentence, but the one that stays with us is the one that matters. The one that we still remember mostly is our parent. So I bring those patterns alive every single minute I live for the past 3 decades. So bachelor degree, even master degree, I pressure myself. I had really less fun time as like most bachelor would do. But I think I need to do it because who knows, I can please my mommy someday. But when I get the first, I was proud at the moment. But I feel the pressure that she says that I need to always stay as far and have a wide gap between the second. So this kind of got me questioned about what am I doing? And well, I kind of have an epiphany about this. When the time that life is crushing me, I try to control and try to be the best. And then life keeps telling me, no, you cannot be the best, you just be. You just let things fall. You're just not having the control. You can't just have what you want. We only gonna give you what you need. So I get what I need and I wake up from the pattern. I wake up from the pattern that I need to be the best, always. And that strung me. I was like, okay, so what now? What do I do now? Just be. I saw myself crying. I actually did crying, and the sound is like a little child crying. I know I was crying for myself, in the younger version of me, crying the fact that she cannot control any fucking thing that life is throwing me right now, and it's for the best because she no longer needs to. And I appreciate her. I'm grateful for her keeping me protected and secured. For all this time, she did her best, and I see her now, and I let her be her, and I let her fear dissolve when she is ready, which is when I see her, that's when she's ready. Whatever wounds that you are seeing, whatever pain that you are feeling, that means it's ready to come out. It's whether you would suppress it or you will see it, you will feel it, you will release it. And that's when it's gonna be changed and transformed into healing and learning. But for my example, I keep suppressing it for a while, and for this very moment I want to let you know that the weight that you are carrying, some of it is not yours. Even the version you are right now is not you. You are so much more than you can imagine. You are not the one that your parents raised you to be. You are not the one that you think you were yesterday. You are not the one that your friend told you you were. You are you. And tomorrow is gonna be a new you. And tomorrow is gonna be a new you. And it's gonna be new you all the time. It's gonna be always a new version of you. That doesn't mean the old version is not great for being there, but we keep changing, the world keeps changing. No matter what we think, we don't change. No matter what we think, we are consistent. No matter what we think, we need to stick to the routine. Things keep changing. But if you're sticking, you're not going. You're not flowing with the flow of the world. And the stagnant energy will drain you because you're not going with the flow of life. Before we go, so it's come very long, and I'm appreciate myself for doing this. I actually think that I'm gonna be so nervous, but actually I'm feeling so much alive doing this. Besides that, I might not have a long concurrent viewers, but I really appreciate myself coming here to be here. And thank you all as well for being here, live or doing or watching after. Thank you for being here. I hope that this can bring some light and insight to you. We can do this more often if you want to. Okay, so the card is I am a vibrational being in a vibrational environment. This is the card from Ash, and this is given by Esther Jerry Hicks. You might have read her books. It's very good. You might have to try it. It's very eye-opening. And also there's many YouTube's contents about about Abraham. I'm really sorry, I actually kind of forgot what the name was. Okay, so what the cards say, the message, you may close your eyes listening to this. You are, even in your physical expression of flesh, blood and bone, a vibrational being, and everything you experience in your physical environment is vibrational. And it is only through your ability to translate vibration that you are able to understand your physical world at all. Wow. The numbers on the card is actually number 9. Number 9 is about, when you look at the tarot card, number 9 is in the stage where you got say like a 9 knife. You got knife all over you, right? Those knives were life trying to wake you up. And you are at the 9. Things are coming on at you. And you need to shine your light to it. And you're gonna begin a new cycle again. But if you resist to it, it's gonna be a quiet. You're gonna be having many storms in your belly. One day it will come out, but it will be stronger. Every pinch gets stronger with times, right? Universe kind of said like, oh, you may not know this time, maybe you know next time, but I will have to pinch you a little harder. Alright, so before we close off this meeting, Oh, sorry, not meeting, this live streaming. I kind of get used to like Teams meeting right now. If you guys know, we are in a pandemic, right? So I'm gonna pull out the last card about how to love yourself. Is a very good affirmation deck that everyone can start on to do your card readings, and it can be applied also to other powers to help you affirm on whatever topic you have concern about. All right, so this energy today is very flowing, right? I know you can feel it. I feel like there's a big release in my breath every time today. It's like there's something that changed. Okay. I just have one last bit of topic to talk about when I saw this card. So it says, I affirm that I'm willing to freely forgive everyone. And I release from within me all bitterness and resentment. I let go of all hurts and forgive everyone, including myself. When I talked about earlier about old self, the old version of you is not you. But sometimes we hold on to anger, bitterness, resentment, shame that stick to the old version of you. But because you hold that so dear, close to your heart, you might feel very tough to let it go because because you identify those parts as you. It is not you, not anymore if you decided not to. So in forgiving, in releasing all bitterness, resentment, anger, fear, shame that you have towards others, one meaning of it is releasing the attachment to the old version of you and forgive yourself for that. All right. There's another live streaming here. I didn't expect myself to be here, but I'm here right now. So I want to give you an inspirational thought that you can all be whatever you want. If it makes you feel joy, it doesn't mean that success come overnight. It doesn't matter. If you feel the flow, then feel flow to your highest. So until next time, take care and see you soon. Bye bye.